What is up, bros? Hey, dudes. Welcome back to another episode of Porch Time. My name is Brian. I'll be your host on today's little adventure. Before we get going, again, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the text messages and emails and voicemails from you guys. Just letting me know you're praying for me, just the encouragement you've given me. It does more to fill my soul than you could ever imagine, and I am so grateful. I know what you're thinking, Brian. You're out on the porch. Is it cool there in Atlanta? No, it's not cool. It's disgusting. It's humid. However, I have a ceiling fan behind me that you can't see, and I'm trying to film one of these in the morning so that I can get ahead of the afternoon grumpies that are created by the humidity. And again, we talked last episode, I don't know why the Lord made humidity, but I know He most certainly did not make me for it. But it is August, which means college football's right around the corner. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. Today, what we want to talk about is the importance and value of perspective as we navigate these journeys that we're on. Many of you have found yourself walking a path that makes no sense. And you've heard, if you've been around church, you've heard that God is a good shepherd, and you find yourself looking around at your circumstances and you think, if this is where a good shepherd takes his sheep, I don't know that I want to follow him. And as I was reading this morning in Exodus, it hit me, and I wanted to share this with you and see if I can encourage you in some way. But in Exodus chapter 13, listen to this. This is the story of the Exodus, and it says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest the people will change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt. But it says God led the people around by the way of the wilderness towards the Red Sea. And it goes on to say, and the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light. So as you're thinking about what's going on here, they've been in slavery for a very long time, 400 plus years. God does this amazing miracle, delivers his people from slavery, and when they get to the moment where they're crossing over the Red Sea and they begin their wilderness journey headed into the Promised Land, if you and I would have been there, we would have been looking around going, "That's the way we need to go." And it says God didn't lead them that way because He saw what they couldn't, and He knew that if they saw what He could see, they would grow weary, they would grow discouraged, they would want to give up. And it's insane to think they would want to go back to slavery, even after God had delivered them from that. So God had to take them the long way around, and it said God went before them and led them. And so for what it's worth today, I want to remind you that sometimes this path that seems like, hey, God has forgotten about me, or does God even know what He's doing, that God sees what you and I can't. And it may just be the season you're in that seems like is the long way, maybe the best way for God to get you where He's taking you. And I know for me, I can look back over some moments in my life and see where I wanted to go one way, but God led me another, and I can see now, in hindsight, what God was either protecting me from or what He had in store for me. And so many times on this road of sanctification, recovery that we're on, it seems like it either is taking too long, the road is not the one we would have picked, and we question either where God is or what is He doing. But God had a plan before they could see the problem. I think that's really cool. God had to lead them on the long way for their good and their joy and their healing and their freedom ultimately. So I just want to lay that before you and encourage you today that don't forget that God has gone before you. He is with you. He goes before you, and there is provision along the way, even in the driest of the desert seasons that you may be in. So as we say often, today is not the day to quit. Today is not the day to give up, but I want to encourage you, look for where God might be and risk some faith to keep taking the steps to follow him. God may just be protecting you from something that you can't see, that might just be protecting you from wanting to go back to the thing that enslaved you before he set you free. So anyways, don't know who that's for, but it hit me this morning. It reminded me I needed to be reminded of that this morning. Thanks as always for watching these videos. I don't know why anybody does, but you do. And again, like I asked in the last video, man, drop us an email and let us know how you're doing. Send an email to whatsup@hopequestgroup.org and share with me what's not working, what has worked after HopeQuest and what's not working. Because I want to figure out a way that I could help get better at encouraging our guys and share them with our staff as well to encourage them. But anyways, just thought I'd record a quick video before it got humid as trash out here and fall's around the corner. Amen? That's a good word right there. Fall is coming, and if you haven't experienced fall in Atlanta, it's worth hanging around for, even when it's gross outside here in the summer. But anyways, love you guys. Grateful for you. As always, if I can do anything to help you, my number is in the Alumni Network. Call, text. I'd be glad to do anything I can for you, even if you just need to talk. So I'm also wearing my Stephen Curtis Chapman shirt today. And I can feel you're judging me, and that's okay. I have a bit of a man crush on SC Squared. And I got to see him play at the Biltmore a couple of weekends ago. Fantastic. So, love me some Stephen Curtis Chapman. If you haven't listened to Stephen Curtis Chapman, you need to go listen to it because it's awesome. But you can't judge me. But just the Bible says something about that somewhere. Okay, I'm done rambling. Until next time, kids, God is with you. Bye.